body can't absorb 500 mg of calcium at a time. Body absorbs around 200 mg of calcium. So even if you are taking supplements, break up that tablet in 2 parts, take one in the morning, take one at night. So at least your body will absorb that part of the calcium. This is about osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is a very crippling disease. Even if a corner of a table hits you, your bones can break. So it is better that at this stage, when we are aware, we take calcium intake properly. And after many years, when you go into old age, that time if you start taking calcium, the body refuses to accept the calcium also, which we have taken. The third problem is osteoarthritis. Arthritis is a problem of the joints. When we come to arthritis, we generally think of the knee joint only. Now, how does the knee joint work? I'll just give an example. It is like this. There is one bone on which there is other bone. In between, there is a cartilage like this, a soft cartilage like this, and there is oil called the synovial fluid which moves around it. So the joint moves very well. Now, this cartilage every day gets a little bit worn out because of our activities of walking, running, and daily activities. And every day this cartilage is repaired because the body makes a substance which is called glucosamine. Now, this glucosamine repairs the cartilage and all is fine. But after the age of 40, the production of glucosamine by the body becomes 25%. And the depreciation of the cartilage remains the same. So what happens? The cartilage keeps on getting worn out, but that much of repair is not taking place. So the cartilage becomes thin and the bones start coming together. In your X-ray, if these bones are very close, it means there is no cartilage in between. And then the bones start creaking, they pain, and there is inflammation around the joint, and that is called arthritis. Now, this has unfortunately no cure in allopathy. In allopathy, doctors only give you painkillers, they give you Combiflam, they give you Overrun, which will settle the pain, but the damage does take place only. So, for these cases, what do we have to do? First of all, we have to cut down our weight. Because if we are obese, there is more pressure on the joints. If I ask you to take a 5 kilo weight and walk from Churchgate to Marine Lines, you will find it so difficult walking with that 5 kilo weight. But otherwise, without that weight, you will walk so easily. Now imagine, so even if we reduce our weight by 5 to 4 kilos, we have done a big favor to our body, because that 4 kilos we don't have to carry it throughout our life. So it is very important that we cut down on our obesity. That is the only thing we can do about arthritis. Otherwise, the only other thing is knee replacement later on. And knee replacement you can't do at a young age of 60, because it lasts for 12 years. You'll have to do 3 knee replacements in a lifetime. So it is best to take these precautions right now. The third disease is diabetes. Now, diabetes is a very silent killer. It doesn't do anything itself, but it gives rise to so many other complications. It gives rise to heart problems, it gives rise to kidney failure, it gives rise to blindness, and so many other things. Now, generally, diabetes, people just confuse it with sugar. India has the highest number of diabetic cases in the world. In fact, India is becoming the diabetic capital of the world. Now, we would not like to hold this title, so let us do something about it. The most widespread diabetes in India is in Gujarat, where every 10th small Gujarati child is pre-diabetic. Actually, once I had gone to Surat, and there I had attended a marriage function, and I saw for the first time in my life a competition who eats the maximum number of gulab jamuns, and one person ate 22 gulab jamuns. It was a lot of fun to see, but imagine the amount of sugar he is pouring in the body at the same time. Actually, there are 2 types of foods. The first type of food is that which releases sugar slowly in the blood. And the second type of food is that which releases sugar fast in the blood. We must always prefer to eat those foods which release sugar very slowly in the blood. Because when we eat food, our pancreas produce and release insulin, which is also released slowly in the blood, which can cancel out the sugar. Now, if we eat that food which produces sugar very fast in the blood, our pancreas cannot cope up with it, and that gives a problem. Now, what are the foods which release sugar fast in the blood? Which are, or in fact, all the foods which we like release sugar fast in the blood. Pizzas, fast food, double fried food, junk food, white food, pastries, sweeteners, all these foods release sugar very fast. Fruit juices release sugar very fast in the blood. So all these foods, when they release sugar fast in the blood, pancreas also have to release insulin very fast in the blood. So the pancreas do it. They do it today, they do it tomorrow, they do it for 2 years. But year after year after year, they can't cope up with it. So what happens? Ultimately, our diet remains the same, but pancreas cannot cope up. Sugar is released very fast in the blood by the food, and pancreas cannot produce so much of insulin. So in the morning when I take my fasting blood sugar, there is still sugar left in the blood, and that is the onset of diabetes. So diabetes is not a disease which is caused in middle age, or diabetes is not a disease which is caused all of a sudden. It is because of years of eating the wrong type of food. Actually, God is very kind. He has given one signal to us in case of diabetes. No signal is given, but only central obesity is the only signal. If I start putting on weight on my stomach, not putting weight on my thighs or on my upper portion, and I start getting a belly, it means my body is having more sugar than it needs. It means my body is producing more insulin than is required. So you get a paunch belly. If you will cut down on this obesity, you will not get diabetes. But if it stays on for 2-3 years and you do nothing about it, it may come up to a full-blown case of diabetes. Now we come to heart disease. Actually, as I said, Indians have a genetically narrower blood vessels than the Westerners. Now, this is the normal blood vessel where the blood can go through. Now what happens because of wrong food, because of oily food, because of fatty foods, because of lack of exercise, and many other factors, because of smoking, alcohol, stress and tension, what happens is that fat deposits start forming on the arteries. So the arteries through which the blood is flowing, fat starts gathering. Just as that lead starts gathering in a water pipe, that way the fat starts gathering in the arteries, and the diameter for the blood to flow through becomes less. So once fat starts gathering, more accumulations take place, the diameter becomes lesser and lesser, and blood has to go through that small passage, so it exerts a lot of pressure in order to go through. So your BP increases. That is the first sign it gives. And ultimately, when too much deposits take place, the artery gets blocked. And if it gets blocked in this region, it causes a heart attack. If it gets blocked in the upper region, it causes a paralytic stroke. Actually, here also, if you see, God is very kind. He has given us a natural provision. Okay, you press your arteries down to 70%. You block them, you will have no problem. That much insurance is given to us by birth by God itself. But man, because he has neglected his health so much, he blocks his arteries beyond 70%, and that is where the first sign of breathlessness he feels. If you will ask any bypass patient, well, how much are your blocks? He'll say they are 90%, 95%, 98%. Till 70%, you don't even realize that you are having a problem, and you can cope up with it. But beyond 70%, the problem starts. Actually, our health span and our lifespan is the same. When we were born, God has given us the same health span and the same lifespan. But because we have not taken care of our health, because we neglected our health, the health span became less and the lifespan remains the same. So in old age, generally, this is why you suffer and die. Now, all this was a very gloomy picture actually. Now let us see what we can do to keep healthy. there are some small simple steps we can do to keep healthy. The first step is consume high fibrous food. With every meal, have fibrous food, have sprouts, have a bowl of salad with every meal. That is very important, because when there are fibers in the food, automatically sugar cannot be released fast in the blood. Suppose I eat a pizza. Now pizza base is made of maida. Maida releases sugar very fast in the blood, very harmful. So